Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything politics and the way forward for our country, Nigeria. By next month, September, the campaign for 2023 general election will kick off in earnest. And the most important of the elections is the presidential election. This is not to make anything light of the governorship election, National Assembly election, State House of Assembly election. Not at all. But the presidential election is the most important election in this coming election, as all elections in Nigeria since 1999. This is because the presidential election holds a lot of promise or condemnation for Nigeria. This is because the presidential system of government, which we practice and borrow from the United States, has created the most powerful presidency in the world. Not even the president of America is as powerful as the president of Nigeria. So who becomes the president of Nigeria is key to the development of Nigeria, whichever way you look at it. This 2023 presidential election is going to be a choice between corruption and transparency, light and darkness. And it is the choice of Nigerians to make. And Nigerians have no one to blame on its outcome because it will be a reflection of their choice. They say that a society deserves the leadership that it gets. Permit me to go a bit spiritual because it will help us to understand some things that we're going to talk about right now and how sometimes people misuse religion when it comes to the issue of leadership. In Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 19, God says, "This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children will live." End of quote. This is God speaking for those who believe in the word of God. From the above, you could see that it is a fallacy to say that power comes from God. No. Power comes from the choices the individuals make in choosing their leader. From the verse we have just read, God made it clear that the choice of life and death is personal. So also is the desire for blessing and curse. So you either choose to be blessed or you choose to be cursed. It is your choice. The 2023 presidential election is not going to be determined by God. We need to get this clear. God will only confirm and approve the collective decisions of Nigerians. By giving us this liberty, God has also exonerated himself from any bad choices we make in 2023. This is because, having given his children the right to make decisions, advise them like the good father he is. He said, now choose life so that you and your children will live. He said, choose life. Choose life so that you and your children will live. It means that it is our choice that we have. It is our own choice that we have to live with. if we get it wrong in 2023. There is no doubt that the choice between Nigerians in the 2023 presidential election is indeed an easy choice. But we can only make it difficult by the choices that we make. 2023 presidential election is an easy choice. We have now been reduced to a three-horse race. Aswaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, peterobi of the Labour Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. So the choice is that of Nigerians. By next year's February, Nigerians will be called upon to choose between good and evil. It will be a choice between light and darkness. It will be a choice between right and wrong. It will be a choice between transparency and corruption. A choice between religious freedom and religious domination. A choice between tribal triumphalism and national good. It will be a choice between having a country and building a nation. A choice between thieves and the enablers of thieves, and those who want public treasury for public good. It will be a choice between leadership confined to hospital beds and leadership with the enabling energy to do the task at hand. It will be a choice between the old order that had made Nigeria a perpetual potential great nation and a new order that would unleash the potential energy into the continent and the world with the youthful energy it will bring on board. It is going to be a choice between those who want to buy power and those who seek to serve. It will be a choice between the godfathers and servant leadership. Before I go ahead telling you what the choices are before Nigerians in 2023 presidential election, let me tell you that if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. The 2023 presidential election is going to be a choice between those who are adepts at looting of public funds, with which they seek to finally take over the treasury wholesale, and those who are desirous of serving for the common good. The choice is that of Nigerians. 2023 will be a choice between being a fair state, for which the country had already met its requirement, or a strong nation in which the non-state actors will be told in an uncertain time that enough is enough in a language they will understand. It is going to be a choice between sacking of more communities and creation of more internally displaced persons, or a nation in which the farmers have the peace of mind to grow crops in their community without fear of being killed. It is going to be a choice between having open grazing and ranching all over the country. Nigerians have to choose between the road to Taliban's Afghanistan or the road to Paul Kagami's Rwanda. The choice is that of Nigerians. Let nobody blame God for whatever happens when the last votes are counted in 2023 presidential election in February. It is going to be our choice, not God's. God has given us the power to choose who presides over the affairs of this nation. If it were not so, God himself would have come down to vote on our behalf. The choice is entirely yours and mine. Whatever you decide, God confirms it. Even if you go against his choice. You know what is the choice of God? He said, choose life. Choose life. That's his advice to his children. He said, choose life. He has given you the option of choosing. He said, choose life. In other words, God is telling you, choose good governance. Choose transparency and accountability. Do not choose corruption. Do not choose thieves. Do not take the size of people that perpetuate Sodom and Gomorrah. Do not choose the path of damnation. Choose right. Choose life. And choose life abundantly. That is the choices he made available to you, to all of us. So what happens in 2023 is not going to be blamed on God, that God has given us a leader. No, I do not agree with you that it is God that the leadership comes from God. No, it is the choices that the people make or allows that's what happened to them. That is why they say that societies deserve the kind of leaders they get. Because if you say that it's God that gives leadership, it means it's God that allowed Hitler to become president of Germany and presided over the killing of over 6 million Jews. No. It is the choices the German people made by electing a bigot like Hitler to become president of Germany. That was why calamity befell upon the Jews. It is not God. It is the choices. Because God has given us the choice for good and evil. And he said, take good. When we reject good and take evil, what befalls us is our own making. It is not the fault of God. Because if you say that it's God that gives power, power comes from God. You are saying that Idi Amin Dada, under whose leadership hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Uganda, it's God that put him there. No, it was the choices that the Ugandans at the time permitted that allows him. If you say that it's God that gives power, then it means that the Rwanda genocide is from God. It is not from God. It is the decisions that the Hutus took. Because many of those that went about killing the Tutsis knew what they were doing. It was the actions of men, deliberate actions of men, that brought death to hundreds of thousands of Rwandans during the Rwanda genocide of 1994. So let nobody deceive you and tell you that power comes from God. It is the decision you take. It is not God that brought Abacha to power. It was Abacha that brought himself to power, and Nigerians allowed him until he died a natural death. Who knows, he would have transmuted to a civilian president. It is the choices we make and not God. God has given us opportunity to choose between good and evil, between good and bad leaders. He has given us democracy. He has given us opportunity to choose our leaders. Let us choose wisely. Let us choose the right leaders because we are the ones that are going to live with the actions that we take. So the choice in 2023 is entirely yours and mine, whatever we decide to do. And when we decide it, God will confirm it and we will say, oh, power comes from God. No, it is we, the people. An American astronaut was asked, can man see the future? He said, yes, man can see the future. The future, he said, because the future is the series of events happening today. So the actions we take today, the informations we pass around today will determine what will happen in 2023. It is as simple as that. And one good thing about this is that God cannot be blamed. Now, he will not take responsibility for things that we have to do by ourselves. Okay? He has given us opportunity to choose between good and bad, good and evil, light and darkness. If we choose darkness over light, if we choose corruption over transparency, if we choose thieves over honest leaders, the choice is ours and not God's. God will allow us to enjoy our foolishness if we choose wrongly. We should be very careful. A lot of people are collecting money here and there, whitewashing thieves, corrupt leaders whose source of stupendous wealth is suspect. And they cover it up as those people, they are political godfathers. They have structures. They are builders of men. They are people who can give out largesse. People are covering up evil ahead of 2023 election. And the evil they are looking for, when it befalls them, they should not say that it is God that brought this kind of leadership upon Nigeria in 2023. They are the one that will bring it upon Nigeria. They have a choice now to reject evil, to reject darkness, to choose light, to choose transparency, to choose accountability instead of godfatherism, looting, and discrimination. It is the choice of Nigerians that will prevail. Nigerians better choose wisely. They have opportunity to produce a leader after God's heart who will do good for the people, who will fear God, who will not steal their money, who will ensure that the treasury of Nigeria is spent for public good and not for personal aggrandizement. The choice is that of Nigerians. Nigerians better choose well. 2023 is a choice between light and darkness, good and evil, corruption and transparency. The choice is yours. God bless you. And please, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.